Bad vibes verboten. Joe liked to keep things jovial, but lately it seemed a lot of gunk was floating in his ether. A call. "I think Baby Mogul is dead," said Joe's friend, who knew the property owner where Baby Mogul lived in a trailer. A grisly discovery, a 3-day bloated corpse in a closed car. Mogul's car? Fentanyl? Almost for certain, and unsettling to know before others knew. Every time Joe's phone rang, another disaster. The roof is falling in. This one has heart trouble. That one needs a kidney. One has spiking blood pressure. And Joe was a hypochondriac. The cat died. The dog died. A tree took down the fence. They downed the wrong tree. A painter was being evicted from his studio and posted a GoFundMe page. And this artist had the most storied career among Joe's contemporaries. There was drama Joe heard in public, cocktail chatter, someone saying they were being stalked by someone out to ruin whoever was speaking. "Geez," said Joe, he could imagine someone menacing him, an invisible antagonist making things go wrong in his life. He wanted to hear more, but stepped back. Joe already had enough paranoia that would wake him at 3 a.m. And then there was a story about the rich dead husband who'd been a photographer and his fabulous photography equipment. This printer that was worth at least 60 grand. Plus there was paper. And Joe and his art gang wanted to get their hands on the equipment and they could print art like money. Joe could see himself with this printer. He was going to channel Robert Rauschenberg, do offset images, those cool nostalgic collages. Mickey Mantle, number 7. Roger Maris, number 9. Oh, man. The situation was something out of Rebecca. There was the big mansion overlooking the ocean. Oh, what a view. There was the old widow. There was her friend who was brokering the sale. And then there was the widow's caretaker, a fellow who, since the death of the husband, had recently bought himself a nice Bentley and 2 boats. The dubious caretaker wasn't around when they looked at the equipment. They'd been offered a price which was fair, and they could split it 3 ways, and they could come up with the money, but they couldn't find a way to store the printer. It was just all the equipment was too big. And then another artist friend stepped into the equation, and by this time the widow was willing to give the equipment to the man for free, and now they had a place to store it. And they were all really excited, except that the caretaker had had some problem with the guy before. Apparently he'd been squatting in a building the man owned. When the new man showed up to take away the equipment, the caretaker recognized him and chased him away with a gun and called in the movers, and the movers took away the stuff to the dump. Well, Joe heard about this the next day and he was outraged, and he drove down to the dump to see if he could rescue it because he knew right where the movers would take it. Not only was it there, but the caretaker had taken a sledgehammer to the equipment so nobody else could get their hands on it. It was an outrageous situation, but the bottom line is he was not going to become Robert Rauschenberg, and that was a bummer. Joe had an idea. A good news button. A bad news button. He'd only listen to the bad news once a week.